up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Today is Monday, April 10th, 2023. On deck for today's show, we continue our draft preview. This time, we look at the top 3 defensive tackle prospects in the upcoming NFL draft. But before we get into all that, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew, man. Y'all know who it is, Yak Town. Don't back down. It's El Guapo from the Yak. It's my man, LL Cool Twins. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, Proud Nation? Shout out to Sean Preston for the Yak Town. Don't back down.
Man, y'all know who it is. It's the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan, man, with an upcoming fight on the docket, man. He will do a ton of jobs, man, because he will run you a fade and he will cut you a fade, man. He will sell you a shirt. He'll coach your kids and he will cook you a meal. And, you know what I'm saying? You know, truth be told, man, quiet as kept. I know he got an oil change station pop-up tent around there in Jackson, man. It's my man. Who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let's go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby. All right, y'all. This is one of my favorite position groups right here. You know, I've been coaching D-line on varsity the last 2 years. Curt, tell us about the big nasties, man.
All right.
Up for the D.
All right, the first guy we got up, man, y'all know who it is. We've talked about him several times on the show, but we haven't really broken down what he is as a prospect. We've talked about all the issues he had off the field, but it is Jalen Carter. He is really the top defensive tackle prospect in the draft by many experts. 6'3", 314 pounds, man. He was that big body on the interior of Georgia's defensive line. Some of his strengths, man, the dude is outstanding with lean muscle mass. He rockets out of his stance. He's got a great step-in swim move. He's accurate with compact hands, you know, to keep that position and hold it and to handle his business. He holds the point during lateral engagements to monitor both gaps, you know, keep that run game going, widens his base and rolls his hips to that door jam for a double team. Now, this is coming from the NFL.com. These are some of his strengths. If you get to some of his weaknesses, though, and I didn't think that he was that small, it can use a little more mass against NFL guards. He loses momentum when swapping power with true heavyweights. And LL's dude kind of neutralize him in the game because of his size. That's Florida's O'Cyrus Torrence. He ran out of gas versus Ohio State. That was a really up and down game where they really just kind of went up and down the field. He didn't worry about that against TCU, but he could use more of a diversified pass rush because just a bull rush is not going to be sufficient in the NFL. And, of course, the maturity has been an issue for him at times. Now, his NFL comparison, a guy that a lot of Lions fans thought we were targeting, Jeffrey Simmons out of Tennessee. So if you look at him, the surprising thing for me was that he was only 314 pounds. I thought he was a little bit bigger than that. You know, he is a big dude, but he is the top. If you look at most draft charts, he is the top-rated defensive tackle prospect. Some people have him as the top-rated player period in the NFL draft. So what do you guys think about Jalen Carter as a player? We ain't talking about all this stuff, just as strictly as a player.
I still don't not like him. I'm just on to other players, and we'll talk about some of the other ones. But as a player, he's pretty good. Jeffrey Simmons, that's a good comp. I'm not sure if I see it. Maybe they mean Jeffrey Simmons in college. I'm not familiar with Jeffrey Simmons in college at all. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what it is. But I think Jalen Carter is going to be a good NFL player. I'm just not so sure. Like, when they say like some people got him rated as the best and whatever. I know that's their ratings, but mm-hmm. I don't know. Hopefully that works out for him, and whoever gets him, even if that is us, right? Hopefully he ends up being the best player in the draft.
Man, you look at it and what is that? He ain't even got his grown man strength yet. The dude's still like 20, like still 21, 22 years old, man. He ain't got his grown man strength yet, man. Yeah, a lot of defensive tackles, they are strong and they get stronger. You look at a guy like Aaron Donald. I'm not comparing to Aaron Donald whatsoever, but you look how strong he got. Even more as he more matured in the league, his body started changing. Get that grown man strength. Your body isn't even mature at 21, 22 years old, man. You still got room to grow. So what you got on Jalen Carter, Coach Jones? Because this your group right here. This is your ish right here, dog.
Man, Jalen Carter is my DT1.
Okay.
Just because the natural things that you have to teach him, aren't necessarily. Let's just say he does all the things right that you need from a guy when he comes out of the draft. All the other things are intangibles that he'll be taught as you go along. But just the pure explosiveness, power, dominating at the point of attack, that's him. He does everything that you need him to do. And I just think, man, I just hope that we get him. But if we don't, my guy that I'm about to bring up would be a good DT too. But yeah, man, I just want Jalen Carter because I see his upside, man. It's like you thinking like, man, can he have an upside since he's already had so much behind him in college? But man, his upside is ridiculous, man. Like man, we get Jalen Carter, man. We have Hutz coming off that edge. We freeing up lanes for the linebacker, man. I see a whole bunch of good coming out of Detroit.
All right. Hey, do us a favor, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. We're going to hold the family discussion topic until after LL gives his goes over his prospect. But hey, you know what April is? April is Autism Awareness Month. I'm always rocking autism awareness shirts on the show for my son Curtis the third. Today is a different one. This is a Autism Speak shirt. It says, "In a world where you could be anything, be kind." And that's what it is, man. Be kind of those that are different than you. But I gotta rock it for my man. I'm looking at him right now, hanging out upstairs, man, while we filming the show right here. But I'm gonna talk to my man, Curtis Steele III. All right, make sure you go over to Fanatics.com, man. They always have some sales, man, going on. They got some new gear coming out. New jerseys are out over there at Fanatics.com. Links in the description below. You got all those new jerseys that just came out. Hope they fix that Graham Glasgow because they sure messed that up. But go over there and check out the link at Fanatics.com in the description below. A portion of the proceeds help us grow this channel. And check us out on Lions Nation Unite. They help us bring you this content. Go to Lions Nation Unite. You can download the app in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store, or just type in lionsnationunite.com in your web browser. And make sure you check out Lions Nation Unite over on Facebook, man. They got some things popping over there. And while you're out there talking about Lions Nation Unite, get some LNU gear at LNUshop.com. I know some new sweatshirts just popped up, the fake. Don't get those. Make sure you go over to LNUshop.com and get the real stuff over there at LNUshop.com. They don't sell yellow sweatshirts, man. Where the hell they get that from? Go over to LNUshop.com and get the real stuff, man. And speaking of shopping out for some gear, man, make sure you check out my man, Coach Jones, over at wolverlion.com. If you're a Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday, make sure you check out my man, Coach Jones, at wolverlion.com. Hang out with us on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com. And while you're over there, click on the link for Lions on the Prowlshop.com, man. Grab yourself some of the classic shirts that our guy, Jim, used to wear on the show, man. So it's over there. Those kneecap body shirts, man, that's what Jim's favorite. So go over there and check out Lions on the Prowl shop.com. Coach Jones, man, step to the mic, brother. And who you got to talk about today?
Yes, sir. And everybody in the Mac Mitten should be familiar with this guy, Mazi Smith. This man here is a 6'3". And now there's been reports that anywhere from 323 to 337. So you just take it for what it is. Yeah, that's a big boy. But man, he's it says, I'm gonna give you a small little paragraph I read on him. He's massive, naturally well leveraged frame. With his size, he can shrug off, chip blocks, and absorb double teams. And he's very athletic too, man, which combining that with a Liam McNeil, we would have two athletic, just massive monsters in the middle, man. I'm talking about, you want to talk about freeing up edge rushers. You want to talk about freeing up lanes for linebackers. You put them out there, man. It's gonna be something, man. And his comparison, his comp is Don Terry Poe. So if that just lets you know what it is like. But you know what? Mazi gives a lot of things in the interior, such as pass rush. Being such a big guy, he's actually a pass rushing defensive tackle. But a few of the things that they say that he doesn't do well, which kind of goes against what they said earlier in his draft profile. They said he doesn't shed double teams very well, which it says that he has. So basically, what it is he has to be coached. The things that are wrong with Mazi Smith have to do with coaching, have to show with his ability to use his leverage and ability to split the double teams, which is taught to you day one. I thought in high school, but I don't know. Maybe they was just like, you just so big, you just do what you do. But Mazi Smith, man, he is a guy that he's my defensive tackle too. That's my DT2. If we don't get Jalen Carter, man, I want Mazi Smith because I feel like he could just free up everybody, man. Imagine him and imagine Anzalone screaming downhill. Imagine Rodrigo screaming downhill. Imagine Aleem and him taking up two double teams in the middle, and then Hutch and Houston and Pascal and all that. Man, there's fireworks on that D line, man. So what do y'all got to say about Mazi Smith?
Yeah, if you watch the tape, man, at Michigan, you know what I'm saying, he can disappear at times, but he definitely pops on the tape. If you look at especially what he does against the run and in the pass game, the guy's a monster in the defensive tackle position. And he was one of the best defensive lines in the Big Ten. So you look at him and what he brings to the team, massive guy, man, space eater. And he's so freaking strong, man. Guy had 34 reps on the bench at the combine, which led I think that was one of the tops at the combine this year. If it wasn't the top, I know it was the top in defensive tackle. So you look at that, guy is an absolute monster. I would love to have him on the Lions. And like you said, he's coaching where he's going to learn more techniques and things at the pro level that he didn't get in college. So what you got, Ella?
I like Mazi Smith. Mazi Smith is, out of these guys especially, the truest definition of a nose. He line up on whoever knows, either guard or the center. Just pure strength. You can't move him. He's going to hold you up. Even if I've seen that too, that he might not be the best at shedding double teams, but he's going to hold them up anyway. So he's going to do his job. I like Mazi Smith a whole lot. My only question is how high do you draft a nose? You know what I'm saying? Because nose, no disrespect, because that's one of the positions that I play. I understand the significance of it, but do you take that in the second round? That's probably where he's going to go. But do we draft him in the second round? Like, I don't know. But I don't mind Mazi Smith at all, though.
That may be a guy that you take at the top of the second round. If you have the admonition to kind of, if you're looking at it and you're looking at your draft board, not saying this is what they're going to do, but that may be a guy that you may shoot up a couple spots to go get.
All right. You know what? Because the 225 is utilized in the combine.
Right.
This dude did 22 reps of 325.
Yeah, that dude, he's a monster.
Yeah.
That dude is an absolute beast, man. He is so strong, man. Hey, do us a favor, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Be a part of the Prowl Nation family. Like the video and share it with all of your Detroit Lions fans that man. If they ain't watching this, man, make sure you put them on to Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Make sure you check us out on your favorite social media platforms, man. We have YouTube channels. We got Facebook. Definitely got TikTok, and you know what it is on Thursday. And I saw somebody use this moniker on the other day, and I was like, you better stop stealing, because they were talking about Thursdays, man, over on Instagram. And that's LL thing, man. He is the proprietor of the Thirsty Thursdays, man, and the Tupperware T-shirt exchange, man. So make sure you go and check out my man LL over on Instagram on Thursday, because it goes down in the yak on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursdays. All right, because he give you a little extra. He'll quit your thirst on Monday through Wednesday, but on Thursday, boy, it goes down. All right, LL, who you got to talk about today, my dude?
Well, you've heard me mention his name a few times. My defensive lineman for this morning is Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. Can play all over the defensive line. Was coached by a former NFL defensive back, Jim Leonard. If you're familiar with Jim Leonard was a rough mug, and he coached up Wisconsin's defense to be some rough mugs as well. I think Keanu Benton, kind of exemplifies that. Like I say, he could kind of play all over the defensive line. He has played in the 3-4 and the 4-3. I personally see him as an interior, defensive lineman, more, lining up on the noses or in between the guards and the center. Even as far as on the as wide out as the lining up on the nose of the guard, I wouldn't put him, between the guard and the tackle, but you can, because he's shown that he can do that. Strength, he's got all the strength. A couple of the knocks on him is that he's not so fast, but he's a big dude. He's 300, or he's 6'4", 300 whatever pounds. Same thing. I've seen him. Like that. I've seen him as low as 309. I've seen him listed as high as 320. I don't know, whatever, and I don't really care either. My player comp that I think that he kind of reminds me of in college, at least, was Derrick Brown. Derrick Brown, he's not as long. Derrick Brown was a little bit longer, even though he's a bigger dude. He's a little bit. You can see the length, but Keanu Benton got it all. He can, he's even finished with 4.5 sacks as a primarily playing nose type stuff. They got him listed on the Wisconsin site as a nose tackle. So there you go. But I like where he lands with these guys. The reason why I like Keanu so much is because same thing. Like, even if we can't get Jalen Carter, if we can't get Mazi Smith, I think this dude is a very, very, very good pick. I guess DT1 or DT whatever in the hell. I like him above a lot of people. I don't mind either of these three guys, but I like where we could get him at, because some of the other draft needs to be, whatever, we might can get some, whatever we need, and this guy will still be there along, in the later second. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't even say that, because ain't no telling, he might be gone early second, mid second, late second, third. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, another negative about him was same that they said about Mazi Smith. He has issues beating double teams, and verbatim they say he's a slow moving train inside the pocket, but he's a great big old dude, how fast you want him to be, and he gets the job done. He finished with 4.5 sacks, so that should show you that he has the ability to finish. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is my guy that I'm willing to take. I don't mind any of them, but this is my guy that I got my eye on in the draft. Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm looking at his draft profile, and they said, well, he's not a good pass rusher, but then you look at him, he's got 4.5 sacks. I'm like, okay, I'm not understanding what you're saying, because you're saying he's not a good pass rusher, but then he has 4.5 sacks. The D tackle is not especially a nose. They're not. It's not like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's a freak of nature, where he gets as many sacks as he does at that position. But defensive tackles usually aren't, excellent pass rushers. They bring pressure, but they're not sack masters. Your sack masters are on the outside. So I'm not getting it. I think he's a solid player. Just like any other guy, a lot of stuff can get coached. You ain't gonna, you can improve his quickness some, but it is what it is. The guy's a big guy. It's not, but as long as he can get quick and short spaces to make sure he stops the run, that's all I really care about. And if you look at his production at Wisconsin, guy's a 4-year starter, starter from day one, and he kept his starting position. So he got to be doing something right, because Big Ten, their defensive tackle, because of the type of offenses that he faced, especially a lot of running teams, there's a lot of turnover at defensive tackle, and he kept his spot for 4 years at a school like Wisconsin. Hey, I think he's doing something good. What you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah, 4 years starting in the Big Ten that's something right there, man. That means you can come right away and be a starter in the NFL. You know what? He uses his hands very well, and it says his initial punch, which is very pivotal. It's very pivotal. That's leverage right there. You get that initial punch in, that's leverage, and you move in the pocket from the interior. It says very challenging to knock him off his feet, which you always want from a guy, because we had them years with Sean Robinson. I've seen him get knocked on his ass one-on-one. So that's That's something, man. The guy, he's a guy that I could start day one. He could start week one in the NFL. Yeah, he's a stout dude. He big dude. He has great strength. Everything. I like you said, Kurt. All his weaknesses are basically technique things that can be taught, and I think that's also Mazi Smith. So I think those guys, from a technique standpoint, can be taught everything. So I'm cool with either one of those guys. Either one of those three. You put them on the Lions defense, and we finna be moving stuff.
I think he, as far as technical goes, like he actually got some pretty nice moves. He don't use it a whole lot, but you heard me say, like, why don't more defensive linemen do the hump? The old Reggie White.
Mm-hmm.
He got that in his I guess to say bag. I don't like that phrase, but he got that in his bag and like
in his toolkit.
in his little whatever. And then like where he kind of holding off the gap, kind of like Hayward out of Pittsburgh. So maybe that's coming down from the coaching, the former NFL coach, and then another guy currently on, well, a lot of these guys maybe, but one guy specifically on our team who was coached up by a former NFL coach who's now a current NFL defensive coordinator, Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I'm saying? Harbaugh brought in one of the Ravens guys to coach up the defense his senior year. And then that guy went to go coach the NFL defense right after that. So, at least it shows his ability to grasp the pro concept and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. So, final discussion topic for today is which guy of these guys would you pick for the Detroit Lions? So let us know in the comment section of the video. Like I said, we held the final discussion topic till we went through over all three guys, but let us know in the comment section of the video which one of these guys would you pick for the Detroit Lions. Now it is time to do what? My favorite thing on the show, man, to see what you had to say about our last video. It's time for the comment cards. And thank you everyone who participated in the comment cards of the last video, man. It was a super chat going on in that thing, man. And shout out to the super chat on Friday's show, man. Thank you so much, man. But first up in the comment section of the video, we got Tony Blumenshine. He said, I think Jalen will be racing up and down Wilbur Avenue. And that's what he's talking about after we win the chip. So I get what you're saying, dog. You got to read it how it's written. Up and down Wilbur. The only time you up and down Wilbur Avenue is when you get the chip, man. When you get on a parade. So I feel what you're saying, Tony Blumenshine. What you got, LL?
Wrong is wrong, but ain't no telling what I might do if the Lions win the Super Bowl. Racing won't be the least of my concerns. But a friend of the show, Brent DeWint, says, I'm for whatever Brad and Dan decide on Carter. If any coaching staff can give him the support and guidance he needs, it's ours. Go Lions. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. Thanks for the comment.
Right on. John Kapler says, thank you. We don't need to draft church boys, choir boys. Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know why people get so caught up on their personal, like, man, cut that out. Anyway, John Kapler, thank you. Let me start over again. Thank you. We don't need to draft church boys, choir boys. This is the NFL. Yes, it's played on Sunday. We ain't talking Martha's Ford to church. We ain't taking Martha Ford, walking Martha Ford to church. Well, no, we not, man. I don't know why this new era just trying to make everybody got to be so nice, man. Man, people ain't that nice, man. Look at the past. Look at them Hall of Famers. That's some nasty dudes.
Yep. Robert Portarius? Man. All right. Big Rob, what you got now? Dan Campbell, handle Jalen Carter. I don't see any issues. This man made a mistake that all teenagers make, and they all need to do is add a morality clause into his contract, which most NFL contracts have that because what do they have? They have the league's policy on what do you call that? Personal conduct policy. So yeah. The Lions can afford to bench Carter if he becomes a problem, so I do not think that he will be one as long as he is made well aware that that could happen and told straight up and not to be one. Yeah. Look, man. Yeah. We're moving on because I don't even want to talk about the I think it's a dead topic right now.
My only thing, because he's not the only one I've seen say this. Well, you can always bench him. You're gonna bench the number 6 pick. Boy, they'll tear Brad Holmes' ass up if that happens.
Well,
Anywho.
they ain't. Wait a minute. They ain't above that. They they ain't above that because Dan Campbell. If you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, Dan Campbell will definitely send your ass packing. That's why I'll be pleasant. All right, what you got?
To me, that might have meant somebody else should have been the pick. But WPL, I'm not sure if this guy's new to the comment cards or if it's
That's
short
the first
for something
time.
that we've had
And
before.
his actual name is WPL. That's what he put in. That's what is on the profile. So,
well, welcome to the show, WPL. He says on the topic of drafting Jalen Carter, he says no. To be a great NFL player, you need talent, motivation, and character/football character. You need to be willing to work extremely hard and be dedicated to your craft. Is Carter that way? I will argue not at all. That's a valid argument. My argument right now on Jalen Carter is just against everything. Like, he is a good player, but when people say stuff like I guess I've seen a combo and Ndamukong Suh, I don't see that. Like, I don't see Jeffrey Simmons either. Like, I don't really see a lot of the stuff that people are saying, but I feel like he'd be good here though. Thanks for the comment.
All right, free Klein. Man, okay, free Klein. Carter only had 3 tackles, nothing else in 8 quarters for the playoffs. On the biggest stage, he was a no-show. For his biggest job interview worth millions, he was a no-show. Spoiled brat that only relies on raw talent with zero work ethic. You can't mentor work ethic at age 21. I beg to differ. It has to be installed at an early age. What happens when he shows up the first day already breaking 3 of MCDC's rules, not being prepared, being overweight, and disrespecting his team and teammates? That just sounds like that comes from a place where you read some articles and then you had your mind made up that he just was a bad person. And it's just those things can really be combated. They have their good side and bad side, because there's things that you can reply to in response to all of those, which I'm not gonna do. But just man, when he becomes a dominating force for Chicago Bears, you won't understand why people want to draft Jalen Carter, man.
Yeah, Jalen, he's already had 2 visits in Chicago. 2. He ain't had 1 visit in Chicago. He had 2. So if he don't make it past us, the Bears is already locked and loaded to pick that dude up, man. And they got the ammo to actually trade up and get him if they want to. So right. Yeah, But hey, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Hey, you entitled to your opinion, free climb. Let's what everyone else. Hey, do us a favor. Make sure you comment on the video. You can comment on any of the guys that we profiled today and tell us, again, the fan discussion topic, which one of these guys would you pick? And for the Detroit Lions. Now it's time for everyone else's favorite segment of the show. It is time for dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste. Grant your 12. My man has some coffee with your dessert, man. And real quick, the Detroit Lions, has been reported by Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, has offered Teddy Two Gloves a substantial contract offer to come to Detroit to play backup quarterback. And from what I'm hearing, what I'm guessing, that we may be in contention of getting Teddy Two Gloves to reunite with Dan Campbell, who he was part of the offense down there in New Orleans. So you see, Teddy Two Gloves is a solid backup quarterback, man. That's a guy you can say, hey, if Jared Goff goes on, that's a guy like you can put Teddy in, and I'm like, I'm cool. Okay, so you know what I'm saying, and we have an environment, we play indoors, so the 2 gloves will work good right there in Ford Field. So but we'll see what happens, man. And congratulations to a guy we talked about on Wednesday show, John Pennicini. He is following a lot of Detroit Lions signing down there in Carolina. So with the Carolina leftover Lions, maybe my fault. They want to follow me down and come down here with me. Man, the Panthers want to be so much like us. They even changing their colors to look like ours, man. I don't know what's going on down there in Carolina, man. They got John Walsh, they got Deuce Staley, man. They got a whole bunch of former Lions down there. They just want to
Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, DJ Chark. I'm like, man, they just loading up on former Lions personnel. So, but congratulations to John Pennicini coming back to the league, man, and going back to the game that he loves. So, and he reunites with his defensive line coach, Todd Wash, down there. And good luck with that. in Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Down the street from me, a couple hours. All right, now it's time to walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we got my man Brian Stover is in the house. We got George Eagle. We got Sage Roberts, man. We got Joe Mo in the building. Shano Insano, Rich Bean. We got Dan Spanos and Nomas J, man. Go check out Nomas J, man, over his YouTube channel. He does some great Pistons coverage, man. And, you know, they just ended the season. And, you know, happy trails to Dwayne Casey and good luck in the front office. All right, so remembers we got.
Yeah, can't do that. Not about to blow the peace sign, but he ain't gone. Because
He ain't gone nowhere. Yeah, he
just went upstairs.
He just went upstairs. Yes, several members like the Jeffersons. We got Cap Ice Cold, John Martin. We got Mr. Scott at the Bear, the Frenchman, baguettes, and all that. What's up, Frenchie? And Big Dale in the building. For our gold members, we got Mr. Reliable, Michael Hucks in the building. Larry McQuiston is in the house. Turner Burley, man. Keep moving on, man, brother. We had a long talk, man. That dude, whew, he'd go through some things, man. Dude, we got somebody trying to hijack his Facebook page, his Facebook group. I mean, for real. I mean, shout out to Turner Burley, man, for staying strong. You got my man, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, North End Kent, Michael Lewis, Nicole or Lady Lion or Douchebaggy or whatever the day it is of the week, Dominic Davis. You got Paul Jarose, the jazzy one. The tornado is blowing in from Utah. And the doctor, Dr. Detroit, he is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Now it's time for final thoughts for today's show. Coach Jones, man, you are first today. What you got for the final thoughts for today's show?
Yeah, it just touched my heart that we talked about the big nasties today, man. We talked about that D line. I'm good if we get any one of those three guys, man. Hopefully it's Carter, Mazi Smith, and Benton in that order that we did them. Those are how I like them, man. But I'm good with either three, and I just want one, just one. Don't pick somebody from FAU. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want one of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, happy Monday,
y'all could pick LL boys from Clemson, Brian Breezy.
Man, I'm calling for six.
Let me stop trying to start stuff. All right, LL, what you got?
Shout out to Brian Brees. I just don't want him here. He might be okay too, but not just here. Okay. But have a great Monday, y'all. Have a happy weekend. Happy belated Easter, whatever that y'all celebrated yesterday. Enjoy y'all's Monday. Hopefully y'all have a slow day because I need one. I'm still feeling yesterday hard.
Yeah. Everyone is, celebrating. You had Passover, those are the Jewish faith, you know what I'm saying? And then you had, Easter, and then people still celebrating the Islamic faith, still something Ramadan, man, and all those things, man. Whatever your religious preference is, man, God bless you, and hope you had a good weekend and continue to have prosperous times ahead. And for me, looking at the defensive tackles, man, I think it's still a need for us in Detroit. I like Isaiah Buggs, but I don't think he's a guy that he's not a long-term starter. He's a gate rotational piece. I think you bring him in. It's the same with Benito Jones. Yeah, I think you just add to that and get some depth, get a solid starter, and we can wreck some shop throughout the NFC North and throughout the NFL. What I'm saying? It's going to be a tough task facing that Lions defense this year. And tune in on Wednesday. We're going to be doing the linebackers. So another group on the defensive side. We're going to keep with that, and then next week we'll switch over to the offense. But we'll do another guys. We're going to do another group. We'll do linebackers. We're going to get you ready, guys, for the draft, because we have done this so many times. We just kind of burned ourselves out on the draft. This year we took a measured approach. We did free agency first. Now we're getting more into the draft prospects, man. We that biggest need I think for most people were the defensive tackles and the cornerbacks. I think cornerbacks still a big issue. Even though we signed some guys, but we didn't sign them to long-term deals. We signed them to 1 or 2 year deals. So we still need to be addressed to keep a guy on the low, a big time prospect, blue chip player in our secondary. But you look at the linebackers. Linebackers life matter, like Val said. So we gonna talk about them linebackers on Wednesday. And shout out to Val, man. She's going on a trip. So, hey, be safe out there going on a big road
Safe
trip
travels.
with Lionel of Douchebaggy, man. So, with all that being said, hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Whatever you have for lunch today, thank you for hanging out with us. Get this napkin, wipe them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my fellas, LL and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.